All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It's like way after 5 p.m. West Coast time, 3 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Med Statter, and I am running late and an idiot. I will explain momentarily. But before I explain myself, I would like to just lovingly welcome everyone who's actually here. Terry in Scotland coming in with that raid. And it looks like, Terry, you were playing Indiana Jones or something as I was scrolling through the Twitch. Are you playing an Indiana Jones game? We can talk about that in a minute. But Katie Zora, good to see you. Terry in Scotland, thank you so much for coming in. Rick, thank you so much for being here and for subscribing for so many 39 months in a row. And I can only assume that Shock is here because Shock was checking on me saying, is there going to be a stream today? And, well, there already was a stream today. And then there was another stream today. And this is the third stream today, but it's really the one that should have happened to begin with. So anyway, Pnell, very good to see you. Ashes is right within arm's reach, just where she likes to be. And I don't know where Dusty just went. I think Dusty is being habut in the kitchen because about a half an hour ago, he heard me open a can of soup, and the can of soup wasn't the kind that you go vroom, vroom, vroom. It's the kind that you pop lid, and that's the same sound that his food, makes, and he thought he was getting fed, but he's not. He's not. And yes, Idiot Central, Picola T, good to see you, where we're all free to push the pull door. Precisely. And Terry in Scotland, thank you so much for resubbing for the 37 months in a row. Super awesome. It looks like we might have a hype train going on or not. Yeah, we do. Wow. All right then. Hey, Darlene, so good to see you. And yes, apparently, Rick, third time is a charm. So for those of you who are wondering why I'm an idiot today, emphasis on today, because we're every day. But today's reason is, okay, so I was running late, or I thought I had my time planned. And then I came in and realized, oh, I'm like 4 minutes late. And so then I wanted to press the starting button, the start screen button, but instead I pressed, see, here we go. I pressed the start streaming button, not like the it'll be happening soon, because I was going to do the starting soon screen and then start streaming, but instead I just did the start streaming. And I was leaning over, and I'm pretty sure he saw down my blouse, and I realized, oh, I'm streaming that's not good, so I had to turn that off. So then I put up the right screen and I started streaming, I thought. And so I went on and talked to you guys for like 5 minutes. I was wondering why nobody was showing up. And so then I went and checked on Twitch, and Twitch was like, you ain't streaming. So then I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not streaming. And so then we're here now. And so, yeah. No, I didn't. Okay. Rick went to go check. Thank you, Rick. So, yeah, either way, kind of felt like an idiot because this is not the first time I've streamed without streaming. And I'll tell you, it gets a little lonely when there's no one to say hi to. And I was like, all right, this is going to be a tough hour and a half, but we'll plow through. All right, you guys. So thank you so much for making sure that that my bona fides weren't hanging out, and thank you guys so much for your patience and persistence in waiting for this stream to show up, because it did try to show up. I mean, it was late to begin with, but then it tried to show up earlier than it ended up showing up. All right then. So yeah, you guys, Rick, Darlene, Shock texted me. She's like, is there gonna be? Yeah, there is eventually going to be a stream. And let's see here. Yes, you get some of the smartest answers when you're talking to yourself. Yeah, for the most part. Although I have to say, sometimes the answers I get from myself kind of piss me off, and then I get into an argument. And that, yep, that's what it's like to have voices in my head, I guess, but in a good way. I like to think it's in a good way. And let's see here. All right, 7-stream streak for Terry in Scotland. Thank you so much. Shock, I hate texting you and being all invasively inquisitive. Well, except for, I'm supposed to be someplace sometime, and you generally are there to back me up, so I wouldn't say that's invasive at all. And exactly, Tyreen always gives you smart answers. Exactly, even if they're smart-assed answers. And precisely, Sybil Statter, that is it. Well, we already know that, right? We know that I'm Map Statter. We know that I'm Mad Statter. We know I can put on many hats. But I will tell you this. So, okay, when you guys weren't here, I mean, not because you weren't here. I mean, you were trying, but I wasn't really streaming. But I was streaming, like, in my mind. Anyway, while you guys weren't here, I showed you this thing. And since you didn't see it because you weren't here, because you couldn't be here, I'm going to show it to you again. So I saw this, it looks like YouTube is, I'm seeing YouTube chatter, Shock, so nobody's on YouTube, I guess, but you are. Thank you. But hey, you guys, okay, so I saw this shortly before the stream, and it kind of blew my mind. And, I mean, we can talk about it if you want, we don't really have to talk about it, but, this thing, I mean, no, it blew my mind. I didn't understand, first off, how anybody could even think in this manner, let alone do it in real time, and then the resulting results, you guys, I mean, I'll be the first to admit I'm not an artist, but even artists of a certain variety have to look at that and just go, whoa, how does that person's brain work? And so, so get ready for some spinning and some art, and I don't know, this blew my mind.
Share a needle with a friend. Please accept her in your kingdom, for she knows not what she does. Take her up to heaven. Life is so short, my friend. Before it starts, it's over again. This legacy in time. Take her up to heaven. Bring it down here.
So I don't know. I don't know what it's called. I just know it blew my flippin' mind. That's all I know, man. That's all I know, man. Hey, Lady Misty, so good to see you. Rick, someone has a lot of time on their hands. Well, for sure, but I mean, frankly, any artist has a lot of time on their hands, right? Because art is not a quick process, and so that particular person, frankly, actually, that particular person clearly could whip them out pretty quick, because that first one that we saw took less than a minute to create. And granted, it was way simpler than the other pieces, but still, I mean, I was impressed. And yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Picola T, I'm trying to learn to paint, but nothing involving math or angles, way too advanced for me. Exactly. And I'm so jealous of you, Picola T, actually, or envious, I suppose. I really would love to learn to paint or even just take a drawing class. I never pursued that mental aspect or capability of myself. Not because I wasn't capable, because I was a little bit okay-ish, but my sister, who was 4 years younger than me, was so completely advanced at any kind of illustration, coloring, graphic arts, design, just you name it in the artistic world. She was so much more advanced than me, even as someone so much younger, that it just took the wind out of my sails. It was like, what is even the point? That's art is my sister's gig. And so that was sort of, I've never taken an art class, basically. I guess I've taken yearbook, and that's sort of an art class. Shock. Yeah, it's, that's so funny you should say that, Shock, because the only art class that I did manage to take was my first year in college, and it was part of a larger class that I was taking. And one of the assignments was to take something out of the refrigerator and do a charcoal drawing of it, and make it as to the realistic as possible. No matter how good or bad you were, but just look at it and draw what you see. And it was really an interesting exercise. And anyway, I was telling my classmate how much I enjoyed that assignment, and he said he actually recommended the exact same book that you did, because his mom is a professional artist, and his mom found that even though art came naturally to her, utilizing art from a non-artist brain perspective, it made her a better artist, and he thought that I would really enjoy the book. And so you took a drawing class your first year too. Right on. Yep, there you go. And I know comparison is the great killer of progress. Absolutely. It is literally one of my bigger regrets for high school, and not taking advantage of free art classes when I could have. I don't have many regrets when it comes to high school, but that actually is one of them. And you haven't taken any classes, just winging it, but when you're doing it, it's a really nice way to clear the mind. Well, I'm sure you've at least watched a YouTube video or two, or read the instruction manual on how to, use those watercolors. Either way, I think it's so awesome that you're taking time to teach yourself. And let's see here. Oh, wait, in college you did a month-long drawing the human body class. Many of my classmates were on the football team. You think the nude model has something to do with that? Yeah, I'm gonna guess that it would be a very nice way to earn whatever credit they needed for art. There you go. And you did go to a tie-dyeing scarf class once and made a scarf. Oh, that's awesome. Well, tie-dyeing actually is something that I'm not that afraid to do, because quite honestly, as long as you use enough dye to cover it, it always ends up looking awesome. So what does it matter? Sure, it might not have those fancy swirly patterns and whateverness, but it still looks cool. In fact, actually, I've got a shirt that says Pakalolo on it, but it's a gray shirt, and I don't do gray. That's just not my shtick. And so I've been thinking about doing some tie-dye on it as well. And so yeah, that I might have to go get myself a little tie-dye kit. And tie-dye, as long as you have plenty of disposable gloves. Trust me, I have plenty of disposable gloves. As someone who used to dye my hair on a regular basis, and as someone who used to have a horrible skin condition that left my hands like open wounds all over, I have plenty of gloves. And let's see here, Shock. The fascinating one drill we did was to do a single line drawing without ever looking at our paper. It was surprising. Oh. That would be very difficult. See, and it's that kind of thing that, makes me want to take a class, because I can't even imagine doing a line drawing, let alone... Yeah, anyway, that sounds super cool, man. And let's see here. It's not actually difficult. I'm going to take your word for it. I'm going to take your word for it. And then tonight I'm going to try it. And then I'm going to look at it and laugh. And then I'll probably never show anybody what I did. That's going to be the plan of action. All right, so let's see here. All right, so, oh, okay, yeah. So, exactly, the best plan. I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna show it to anybody, and no one will know if I did it or not, except for me. And I'll harbor it as a mental failure my whole life. Good to see you, option, by the way. And, just one line. I know, but, but if you're not looking at where the line is going, and you think you're centered, suddenly your cat turns into a hippopotamus or something like that. Anyway, that's what I'm afraid of. I mean, I guess I could say I meant to draw a hippopotamus. Hey, eMusic, good to see you. Glad you found us. I don't know if you tried to find us at 5 p.m., but we weren't here. We got a little bit of a late start today, but looks like most of the regular folk are here. And let's see here, Shock. It will be weird. Yes, it will. But you'll see where you caught the angles. Okay. All right. Interesting. I'll have to... I will have to try that exercise. And let's see here. Yeah, you know what, Pinnell, though? That is the truth. Pinnell says, with art, you never know what anyone will like. Some love your art, but others like someone else's. Yeah, and it's true. And, you know, like, for instance, I understand and I respect his work, but I can't stand Jackson Pollock. I just can't. I know. I'm in the minority, but I just cannot stand Jackson Pollock's work. And so, you know, you never, ever know. And have I seen the AI renditions of animals drawn by kids? Hilarious. Yes, I have, Picola T. But the AI renditions of the animals drawn by kids is funny. But, you know, there's actually a company out there that makes stuffed animals based on the kids' drawing. So, like, if your grandkid drew this, you know, alligator, and it was just the funniest, goofiest thing, you can actually, I don't know what company it is, but you can actually, like, get somebody to make that wonky-ass alligator that your kid drew. Or your grandkid drew. And I'll have to look that up. And by the way, you guys, for last stream, when we talked about Native American art, it is nativenorthwest.com where I get a lot of certifiedly made Native American art, in case you guys were wondering. Shock did share the link in the last video stream, but I wasn't positive if that was the right one, but as it turns out, absolutely the right website. And yes, your grandkid will probably never forgive you, but I still think it's awesome. And Jackson Pollock is from the same school as the artist who taped a banana to the wall and got $6.5 million for it. Honestly, man. Now, I don't really... Thank you so much, Shock, for posting that. That is the link again. Now, Terry, I don't know this for certain, but was the dude who taped the banana on the wall, was that a dude who did that? Was that an artist that was identified as male, or was actually probably born as male? Because seriously, I just don't feel like any woman could ever have the cojones to do that. Women have gonads. Women have cojones, but I just don't think that any woman would think that they could get away with that. Who could be so presumptuous? And then still be right and still somehow sell it. Taping the flippin' banana to the wall. You know, Chuck, your father-in-law was a great one for saying that's not art. I recognize that what Jackson Pollock did is art. I absolutely recognize that. The banana on the wall, you know, I'm gonna have to be on team that's not art. Now, option, you bring up a very good point. It depends on the kind of tape used on the banana. Because if it was a specifically made by the artist piece of tape with some intricate blah, 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 then perhaps I could grasp it. But I just don't know. It would still be a tough sell with the banana on the wall. Now, Pecola T, Banksy, one artist or an entire team of artists, because that art shows up in random places very swiftly. If I remember correctly, and boy oh boy, somebody's going to look this up before they go spreading this rumor. The singer for Front 242 is most likely Banksy. And he has a team of people that work with him to keep him secret and to make sure people don't come up upon him when he's doing it. But ultimately, somebody a couple years ago tracked the band Front 242, their tour, and all the places that the Banksy art showed up, and the timeline of the tour in that city and the art then popping up. It aligned with Front 242's tour. And so I don't think he's confirmed it, but if I remember correctly, it's sort of a mea culpa, like, yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny this message, but I'm especially not denying this message kind of thing. But yeah, Banksy has to have a team of people with him. I mean, he just has to, right? I know, and then and then the banana had to be replaced every couple of days, they said, for the banana would be rotting. Of course, yeah. And Pinnell in Ottawa, when I went with my grade 8 class in the National Gallery, there was a row of bricks on the floor. Supposedly, it was art. Now, Pinnell, I actually have a question about this, because first off, my initial response is, oh, please, roll my eyes. But actually, so was it just a row of unmasoned bricks? Or was this a masonry wall? Were the bricks laid with the cement and stuff between them, is what I guess I'm trying to ask. And then was it incredibly plumb and stable and straight? Because masonry is actually an art. I'm not gonna argue that. Masonry is a flippin' art. It's actually harder to do a brick wall so it stays up, than one might think. But if it's just a stack of a row of plain old bricks, I just don't know if I could buy that. Lady Tie-Dye, oh my god, the rotting banana on the wall, I think could absolutely be considered performance art. An option, yeah, I didn't remember who it was, but I remember that somebody ate the banana, which was a horrible thing, but then it was just like, oh well, just tape another one up there. And let's see here. How many of us have looked at some expensive art and thought my kid could have done that, right? Or your cat could have done it. Yeah, I definitely have thought that. I mean, not about my kids because I don't have any, but yeah, exactly. So yeah, okay, no cement, just lying there on the floor in one line. Yeah. No. Now this is what I would say. Instead of poo-pooing that art of bricks, what I would say to be sounding like I was, to make me sound less ignorant, I guess what I would say is, I'm not sure what the artist is trying to convey here. That would be my response, yes. It sounds like you have an appreciation for it, but you don't get it. As opposed to, what in the flying fork is this all about? which is really what I would be saying in my brain. Not sure I know what the artist is going for here. What the is this about? See, same message, different delivery. And let's see here. But speaking of art, a couple of my grandkids asked for a certain kind of artistic paint pens and some art paper for Christmas. Super cool, Darlene. I hope that even though you've probably already bought them too many presents, I hope that you buy them this too. Because art supplies are stupid expensive, but so important for children to just like play with. And they ultimately develop, hand-eye coordination, good fine motor skills. It's really, it's such a, and so many schools aren't giving art time in their curriculum anymore that the only way we can do it is at home. And so I'm super stoked that you're listening to your little ones and what they want. And it's a great way to get kids to think about what art is, point at something that probably isn't art and tell them it is. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's how we ended up with the banana on the wall to begin with. And let's see here. Terry in Scotland coming in. Justin's son, a cryptocurrency entrepreneur, paid $6.2 million, not 6.5. Does it matter at that point? For a banana duct taped to a wall, a conceptual artwork titled Comedian by Maurizio Catalan. This artwork sold at Sotheby's. It's worth noting that the search result did not mention specific price of 6.5, but rather 6.2 million. All right, then. And right, the real artists, yeah, exactly, are the imaginative whizzes who figure out how to market a blank canvas. Abso-flippin'-lutely. And let's see here. Oh, good, Darlene, you did buy some pens and paper. You think they need them paint pens for tagging. Oh, Rick, you're so cute. And, let's see here. Wow, Chuck, you've still got your grandma's Conti crayons and a bunch of other art supplies. I don't even know what Conti crayons are, but I'm assuming that they were big before Crayola, so they must be old. Let's see here. All right, so looks like, okay, cool, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Pinnell, you keep on thinking of getting a 3D pen? And Lady Tie-Dye, Pinnell, I tried a 3D pen for a bit, was not impressed. What's a 3D pen? I mean, I know what a 3D printer is, but I don't know. Conte is for sketching before painting. Well, there we go. See, Pinnell, I'm learning. What? Okay, no idea. So Conte isn't a brand, it's a separate thing. A separate kind of tool. It's not a pencil, it's not a pen, it's not a chalk, it's a Conte or something, maybe. I don't know. Oh, you suspect Crayola was to keep kids from smearing everything everywhere with Conte crayons. Okay. So different than oil pastels, I guess. Oh well, I'll look it up. Kind of chalky, kind of greasy, not suitable for kids. Okay, wow, all right. I don't even see, this is how much about art I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. So, I'm writing it down. And, oh no, what word before we get his twit? Oh, option. Oh, option, are you new? I've already got 2 Twitch strikes against me. I mean, come on. Let's go for that third. Just bring it down. Actually, I don't really mean that. But oh, that word. Which word? Oh, wait. I know. I finally figured out what word you're talking about. Crayon. Only it's not the crayon. It's the other. It's the type. I get it. Yes, that word of type of, it's also known as that word stick or that word crayon. Our drawing medium composed of compressed powdered graphite or charcoal mixed with a clay base. Got it. Got it. I didn't, thanks, Option, actually. Thank you. Because I just didn't hear it until you heard it. Yeah. So let's see here. What? Wait, what is going on here? What about a shovel? Shovels will do that, though. That's true. Interesting. All right, so let's see here. We're talking about art. We're talking about art and things. What else are we going to talk about? Oh, here, I know what we can talk about. We can talk about, actually, I don't really know if I want to talk about that. I don't think I want to talk about that. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little thing, or maybe I'm not. Wow, you guys, I've got I don't even know what's going on here. All right, so here we go. I went to my produce store today, my green grocer. Wait, hold on. Do you remember when Farrah used her body to paint? No, I do not. But I do remember when Farrah posed in Playboy. And I've got to tell you, I have never seen nipples so long and pointy. They were bigger than the size of grapes. I couldn't believe they were inordinately large. And I realized that every woman's body is very different. But quite honestly, I had never seen nipples like that before. And not that I'm a lesbian, I've seen a lot of nipples, but I've been in locker rooms. I'm a girl. I've seen naked girls before. And I've never seen nipples like Farrah Fawcett's nipples. I'll just tell you that right now. And yeah, I know I should probably stop saying nipples before we get canceled. Well, Shock, now you know. Okay, now you know. I can't help it. You're gonna learn things from me. Some things you don't want to learn. Some things you'll learn kicking and screaming. And here's where the chatter scatters again. Exactly. And speaking of which, you guys, this is completely 180 topic. Speaking of Farrah Fawcett had awesome hair. And you know who else has awesome hair? Lono has awesome hair. And here is a couple pictures of Lono playing playing at Heroes Ohana Grill at Hotel Molokai. Every other Friday he plays a show there. And this was the Friday after Thanksgiving. Pictures of the crowd there and what's going on with his ukulele. And yeah, so like I said, total change of topic there. But Farrah Fawcett, she had good hair, and I think Lono has good hair too. See, we can make it tie together. And and since it is 3/4 of an hour past start time, it is time for our Lono listening break. So, yes, Terry, you totally have nailed it. The topic was art until I got into Farrah's nipples and everything went to hell. That is exactly correct. But we're trying to bring it back in. We're trying to reel it back in with a Lono. And so let's listen to some Lono. This is actually not Lono that we're going to be listening to. It is Molokai Evie Band. And, but before we do that, confession, says Pacolity, I had Farrah feathered wings in your hair back in the day. Anyone else? Pacolity, I tried, but my hair was never long enough, and my mom never let me grow my hair long enough. but that was my goal. And pretty much every girl who had hair long enough, of course, they had the Farrah hair. The Farrah hair was how hair was done back in those days. And Darlene agrees. She did have nice hair. And I agree, so does Lono. Your Rick has a head full of hair too. And exactly, you understand Terry's let his hair grow too. Exactly. Yes. So let's see here. Rick has the best hair, especially when he uses Prel. See, Farrah hair all around. All right, you guys, talk about your Farrah hair and let's listen to some Lono.
Living on the outside, breaking up inside, all because of the image we wanted to see. She goes on dreaming, no commitments here. It's just a bad life, and it hurts tonight. From the morning that she said goodbye, and then went on believing, inside was a lonely cry. This pain without the healing, she says, that I miss, and I'll have no regrets. It's you that I'm falling in love with again. It's you that I'm falling in love with again. Sharing his sunshine, he watches day go by. Still hidden inside, he couldn't say what he felt. And he cried for the first time as she went on her way. And letting her go was the price to pay. On the morning that he said goodbye, and then went on believing, inside was a lonely cry. This pain without the healing, he said, it's this that I miss, and I'll have no regrets. 'Cause it's you that I'm falling in love with again. Yes, it's you that I'm falling in love with again. Yes, it's you that I'm falling in love with again. It's you. On the morning that he said goodbye, and went on believing, inside was a lonely cry. This pain without the healing, he said, it's this that I miss, and I'll have no regrets. 'Cause it's you that I'm falling in love with again. From the morning that she said goodbye, and then went on believing, inside was a lonely cry. This pain without the healing, she said, it's this that I miss, and I'll have no regrets. 'Cause it's you that I'm falling in love with again. Yes, it's you that I'm falling in love with again. Yes, it's you that I'm falling in love with again. It's you.
All right, there we go. Everyone reminiscing about their hairs. I sort of miss my auburn tresses from years back. Now white and stick straight and short. Well, I'll tell you what. If you have white, you're blessed, because not everybody gets to that pure white stage. And that pure white stage really is like, good salt and pepper's good, but that pure glowing white is just, it's just what everyone wants, right? Right. And let's see here. Shock, you've never heard of an apple pectin perm. Yeah, they were popular in the late 70s, early 80s. I remember my mom talking about them. I don't know if I ever got one, but I do know that my mom subjected me to so many perms when I was a kid, and I hated them. I hated them so much. And then once I finally got old enough, irony of sorts, I had straight hair until puberty. Once puberty got around, I was old enough, big enough, moody enough, and bitchy enough that when I told my mom I didn't want perms anymore, she finally didn't force it on me. And so my hair got to grow out, and it grew out curly. Yeah. So I got to stop getting perms. Neat. Anyway, Epinel, oh no! Oh, you got a perm once, ended up with chemical burns on your scalp. A hairstylist friend told me also not to dye your hair. Yeah, you definitely, if you were going to do any kind of chemical treatment to your hair, or even even just a temporary dye or whatever, you probably would want to do a swatch test for sensitivity. Hair dyes always tell you to do that. And I never have, but really, but you really should, because if you don't, you end up in a situation right like you did, and that is just, that is just super painful, because I've had bleach burns on my hair, not even bleach burns, like just bleach, my hair's bleaching and it's doing the job properly, it's not even overdoing it, and it's painful, so yeah, that's just awful. I can see why you're just like, nope, no hair dye, no perms, no chemicals for my hair. No, 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 no. And, let's see here. Chuck, you were always bad at being girly. Well, hey, I wasn't very good at it when I was a kid. My mom always said I was a truck driver. And let's see here. There's perms and then there's perms. If you get someone that knows what they're doing, they can be nice. Yeah, absolutely. No, I've seen good perms on people, but but when you don't want one to begin with, ain't no such thing as a good perm. All right, so you guys, I have a bit of a mystery for y'all, and I have no idea, perhaps this person, okay, well, let's see here, actually, a couple things. First off, a couple of you guys have sent me some PayPal donations, and because I'm not really sure whether or not you want me to say thank you personally on the stream, I'm not going to mention names, but thank you guys so much. Now, also, speaking of that, I got something in the mail today, and I don't know who sent it, and I'm pretty sure none of you who are talking on the stream are the ones who sent it. But I got 3 Lono CDs, actual CDs, in the mail today. The person who mailed it to me, thank you so much. I'm a liner note geek, and I don't have these actual CDs. Even though I have them downloaded, I do not have the CDs, so I'm super stoked, and I really appreciate it. This particular person sent me the CDs with my address, both as the return address and the delivery address. But the postmark is from Kaunakakai, which is on Molokai. Is anyone here from Molokai that's like not talking? Are you? Thank you. I don't know who it is that sent them, because believe me, y'all, I was just like, I thought it was Lono, and I thought Lono was being funny because I know what Lono's handwriting looks like, and this person's handwriting is not Lono's handwriting, but it was also done very block letter, and so it looked like they were trying to disguise their handwriting. So no, I texted Lono right away. I was like, nice try, Secret Santa. Your Kaunakakai postmark gave your location, gave it away. Thanks for the CDs. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's just like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And I was like, yeah. And I sent him the posted, I showed him the label, and he's like, that's not my handwriting. That's not me. And I was like, but it's from Molokai. And he's just like, I don't know. So, if anyone has any ideas, or if they know who this person is, and they're not here, thank you. I don't, thank you. I don't think any of y'all are from Molokai. I mean, I thought I knew one person on Molokai. One singular. So, all right. I don't know if it's a secret admirer or what, but they clearly know I'm a Lono fan, so I don't know if there's... so thank you for watching the stream, presumably. I guess? I don't... No, I don't think it would be Andre, because Andre, first off... I mean, Andre sends me stuff randomly without letting me know, but it's never going to be from a Count of Kakai postage stamp, or, you know, postal code. It's... No, I don't... I mean, I'll ask him. But I don't think it's him. But yeah, I'll ask him. And, right, eMusic, exactly. Postmark, thank you, Quality. eMusic, you received a nice book from Amazon the other day, and you have no idea who sent it. I know it's super awesome to go to the, go to your post office box and just be like, oh, what did I order? And it's like, well, I didn't order this. Where did this is like Christmas on a random day. And yes, Rick, I absolutely did win the Lono CD. I mean, no, these are not the Lono CDs that I won from the anniversary show. I already got that CD that I won from the anniversary show. And I already got that. So no, that's not... Good guess. I mean, really good memory, but no, that's not... No, I don't think that's what it was. Am I sure Lono is telling the truth? Well, until you asked, yeah. But now that you mention it, but no, I do think that he was. He seemed just as confused as I was. So, yeah, I don't know though. These aren't the CDs I'm looking for. Exactly, Shock. No, wonderful gift, Darlene. Right, first off, why would Lono pretend that he didn't do it? But the thing is the thing is Lono does know that I'm a liner notes geek, and so when I presumed that Lono sent these to me, knowing that he knows that I have all of his stuff, I only just presumed it was him though because of the liner notes. He knows that I'm a liner note geek, and so he's like, oh, I've got a couple of these left, I'll just send them to her. But no, no. Wonderful gift, for sure. And, oh, Terry, your sister's cat was Charlene Butterbean. That's a really good kitty name. Was Charlene Butterbean an orange kitty? Because that sounds like an orange or a calico. I think that Charlene Butterbean better have it orange on her. And, let's see here. And Shock, right now, where's Andre indeed? Well, Andre, is most likely on his way home from work right now. So that's why he's not here to confirm or deny the suspicions. But also, though, sometimes he sends me stuff without letting me know, but oftentimes Andre does let me know, oh, there's something in the mail, go look for it, blah, blah, blah. It should be there on Tuesday. So I really don't think it's Andre. And let's see here. Oh, who is famous on the interwebs? Wait, what's going on? Hold on. Wait, who is famous on the interwebs? Did Lono by accident send me someone else's order? Gosh, see, Honda, that's a very good guess or suggestion, but I did tell him exactly what the CDs were that I got, and I showed him the label that was written out to mail it to me, and he and the label is very much not his handwriting. Like, the label actually kind of looks like they were trying to disguise their handwriting. Like, here, I'll show you. Uh-oh. Of course, I can't get it out. Let's see if this... So, do you see how it almost looks like they were trying to disguise their handwriting? Whoever it was? Or not. Maybe they always write like that? Yes, exactly. Huge wipeout there. Ooh, in fact. Oh no! Oh, that's the problem. Oh. Okay. So anyway, it's very much not Lono's handwriting, and anybody who may have gotten something from Lono knows that that is not what his handwriting looks like. And my point with that is, if he had sent somebody else's order using that handwriting, he would have to remember that. And he at least acted like it wasn't him, so I don't know. And let's see here, blame the cat. There we go. I blame the cats on a lot of things. And, okay, Tie-Dye, you're back. Good to see it. And then Quality, Charlene Butterbean was the lead cat in Itty Bitty Titty Committee. Charlene's human used to post, Itty Bitty Kitty Committee. Sorry about that, guys. I read that very wrong. There's a reason why I read that wrong. I know, right, Option? I can't do anything right tonight. Anyway, it's the Itty Bitty Kitty Committee, and she's the lead kitty, apparently. Oh yeah, yeah, very much. I seem to have a fixation on the chest this evening. And you know, the funny thing is I don't even have to go get a mammogram for another like 2 or 3 years. I just had one, so it's not like that's on my mind. Anyway, and right, there you go, Tie-Dye. It is actually a phrase, the Itty Bitty Committee. Broadcast quality. Nothing but broadcast quality here, y'all. Nothing here but broadcast quality. Because I'm a broad. That's why. And you know what, you guys? I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently broad is a term for a cow that can no longer have calves. And so, yeah, so I'm a broad. What do you know? I'm a cow that can no longer have calves. Although I never was able to have calves to begin with because I wasn't a cow, but, you know, anyway. Apparently that's what broad meant. And, all right, so let's see here. What do we got going on here? Oh, yes. That's what I was told, Colty. And the person who told me this fact, they had a random knowledge of the history of words, and I kind of believe them. It does make sense. It's insulting, I'm not gonna lie, but it does make sense. Because you don't call a young woman a broad, right? It's usually women of a certain age that get referred to as such. Yeah, Lady Tie-Dye, for sure, ask the local ranchers, because they would know. I would trust what the local ranchers have to say more than I would trust what the internet has to say, but at the same time, you probably can look it up on the internet and then prove me wrong, or right, but, I talked to Cliff from Cheers. Not quite, but yeah, kind of. And although actually the guy, Cliff, who played Cliff from Cheers, he lives in the Pacific Northwest, so you know what? I might have spoken to Cliff from Cheers and not even known it. Not even known it. Because, you know, I talk to random people all over the place, which should not come as much shock to anybody. And And absolutely, Lady Tie-Dye, I sort of think of broad as much of an attitude as anything. Absolutely, yeah, an older woman who doesn't take no guff, basically. So I don't look at the term as derogatory, but if it really is, if the root of that term is really that, it's just like, huh, that's mean, you know. Still gonna call myself that, but huh, that kind of is, that doesn't, the misogyny doesn't surprise me at all. And exactly, it totally depends on how the word is used. That matters. Abso-flippin-lutely. Totally. And Rick, I'm staying out of this conversation. Probably a good plan. But okay, you guys. So today I want to show you guys not really what I did today, but today I went to my green grocer. I went to Dwayne's, and they had this really cool Christmas tree. It was about, and normally I wouldn't do the up-down shape like that, but I had to in order to get it all. I don't know how tall this Christmas tree was. I'm gonna say more than 18 feet. But they also had really pretty wreaths and swags. And frankly, I thought that this wreath for $18 was a really good deal. And if I had somebody to give a wreath to, I would have gotten it and bought it and then given it, but I don't, so I won't. But thought it was really pretty. And then, wait. And then here's all of the dead Christmas trees. Well, not even all of them, but this is the Christmas trees they've got. And that Christmas tree lot smelled so wonderful. And here's some more dead Christmas trees. And these Christmas trees, does anyone want to guess? These Christmas trees were probably 12 to 14, no, 10 to 12 feet tall. These Christmas trees right here were probably 10 to 12 feet tall. Does anyone want to guess how much these Christmas trees right here cost per tree? Not all together, per tree. All three of them, they cost the same amount of money. Rick says $120. That's a good guess, Rick. It's not right, but that's a good guess. And let's see here. Your daughter and son-in-law always go for a tall tree, for they have vaulted ceilings. They're nice but pricey. Plenty of room for decorations. Yes. You always feel bad about those trees having to die for Christmas. If you're going to kill something, at least do it on Easter. Don't you mean 3 days before Easter? Actually, but do we have any other bids? 100, so 14,000. Lady Misty, you know, I can appreciate why you said that, but no. Darlene says 100 to 150, doesn't it go by the foot? Honestly, Darlene, I cannot answer that question when it comes to pricing at Dwayne's. 150 is closer to what it costs, but we still haven't reached what it costs yet. We are somewhere between 150 and 14,000. So, you did miss your Lono break there, Mr. Trail Dust. Right now we're talking about Christmas trees and how much they cost. And C Honda, I'm gonna call your guess right because it was $199. You could have one of these 3 trees, only one of them though, for $199. Each of these beauties here is $199. So if these beauties here are $199, how much you think this one costs? So this is the big one, the like 16-footer. Maybe longer than that. So yeah, okay, the highest bid, $199. Nope. All right, that's cool, Rick. You're not gonna get this big tree then. How much do you think this big tree costs? This is the big tree. $350. $399. Well, you guys are gosh darn overbidden here, because you get the most bang for your buck right here, because it's only $299. That's right. This can be yours all for $299. One equal easy installment payment of $299. And this tree will be yours. Yeah, $299, dude. I mean, it's a good looking tree. I'm not gonna argue or lie about that. But it's not $300 good looking. Not at all. I would be way more okay spending $18 for a wreath than the $300 for that tree. But I will say, the trees that Dwayne's had, or still has, I guess, really good quality trees. Like, they all of the varieties that they had multiple varieties. All of them still smelled fresh, and they were all full and luscious. Whatever tree farm they get them from is very high quality, and I can only assume local because, like I said, they still all smelled like, like their respective trees. Exactly, Mama Sean, and that's why I have a fake tree. I know. Who knew I was a used car salesman? Exactly. And right, okay, Trail Dust, awesome. You live in a dome home, and yeah, it totally might fit. But do you want to pay $300 to find out? Because we've got a smaller one for $199. But yeah, and Pacola T, you have mixed feelings about the ginormous tree that gets chopped down and hauled to Rockefeller Center every year. I get the tradition and symbolism, but kind of wish they'd leave it be. I can't agree more, Pacola T. Frankly, I kind of wish that they just would plant a tree and grow the tree and keep the tree all year round, and then decorate the tree on the Christmas time. That's what places in the Pacific Northwest do all the time. We have a tree designated as the town Christmas tree, and then it gets lit up and decorated. I mean, I suppose growing a robust coniferous evergreen in the middle of New York City is maybe a little too much to ask for, but I don't know what the solution is, because I definitely don't appreciate that they chop down that huge tree every year. And let's see here. Rick, you drive past Christmas tree farms on the way to the cabin. They start cutting and stacking them in early November. Yes, they sure do. They sure do. But I think I can only assume that the ones that they're cutting and stacking in November are like the ones that are getting shipped far away. Because, like I said, the ones that were at Dwayne's, they had to have been somewhat recently and locally harvested, because they were all very strongly scented. I actually spent way too much time in that. I wasn't buying a tree. I wasn't even looking at trees to buy, but I just, basically I spent a lot of my time today molesting Christmas trees and then smelling my hands. Okay. Yeah, how to make Christmas sound creepy. Well, I just did, all right? I was molesting the trees and then smelling my hands. That's what I did today. And, let's see here. And Trail Dust, oh, awesome, your place once was planted as a Christmas tree farm. Now they're 50 feet tall. Well, maybe you could get one to sell one to Rockefeller Center. And, or Toronto, because Toronto's got a big tree there too, says Pinnell. And, let's see here. I'm a closet tree huffer. Exactly. And Pacola T, exactly. It's New York City. Couldn't they do a gigantic Tinseltown fake tree instead? Just pack it up each year and put it into storage? Absolutely, right? Couldn't they? And I guess my question for, about the Rockefeller Christmas tree is, because we can't be the only ones who have this concern or have voiced these ideas and thoughts, what do they do with the Christmas tree at the end of the season? Like, do they process the wood into something useful? Like, how does it, what, does anybody know, like, what they do with the tree? Because, if it was like donated to, say, I don't know, some woodworking art school where they're learning how to woodcraft, or and like it I would like to think that it's not just gonna get turned into wood chips. I would like it to be for a greater purpose. art perhaps being one of the purposes, or making benches for Central Park or something. And yeah, the tree's not going to fit into any Boys and Girls Club, that's for sure. You're gonna have to chop pieces of it up. But I just have to wonder, like, okay, so it goes to Habitat for Humanity since 2007. Okay, see, I had like I said, I know that we're not the only ones who've asked this question and made them come up with an answer. So, yeah, and Rick, you're right. Pine trees are not the best for woodworking, especially a fresh cut. I didn't think so much about the pine tree part. It did occur to me, obviously, the wood would need to be aged before being used for such a thing. But, I hadn't really thought about the pine tree aspect. And, but what do they do? Okay, so I'm a little confused though. So they give the tree to Habitat for Humanity, and then, like, what does Habitat for Humanity do with it? Do they... Habitat for Humanity, I've had friends who've had Habitat for Humanity houses, or a house built. One of my friends built a Habitat for Humanity house, so I have a vague idea of how this works. They don't have a lumber mill. Like, that's not what how does it work to donate the tree to what? I'm gonna have to look this up, because while I do like, right, they'd have to mill the tree, store the lumber for drying until they could use it for building, which is not what Habitat for Humanity does, actually. It's more of an administrative thing that helps. So, the tree is milled into 2x4s first. Okay, so weird. All right. Okay, so I guess they must have a okay, so somebody must have a contract with a mill that will do that. Okay. Okay. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'll bet you this is what it is. The tree is estimated to have, like, oh, that's 14 board feet of lumber or whatever, right? And then they give the tree worth 14 board feet of lumber to the mill in exchange for 14 board feet of wood. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the same tree. I'll bet that's what they do. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's just my guess. And, Rick, I don't know if this is legal or not, but some trees end up on the frozen lakes, and in the spring they sink and become fish cribs. Let's see here. And Lady Tie-Dye. Oh, Lady Tie-Dye. No, okay, I saw that you said something about the managed forest ideas, but I couldn't see or what you meant by that. Yeah, dude, national forest with a permit to help with forest management, that is a brilliant and beautiful idea, because that is the one thing that our forests absolutely need, is to be thinned out, and the tinder and all this extraneous stuff definitely needs to be trimmed out every once in a while. So I didn't realize that the National Forest had a program for that. That is super awesome. Welcome to the Twitch chat, Lady Tie-Dye, but we were seeing you on the YouTube side. I just didn't see the National Forest part about the management. I didn't understand what you were talking about when I saw one of your blurbs, which is why I didn't get into it. But yeah, dude, that's brilliant. I had no idea. So Lady Tie-Dye, I don't know if you're going to be able to post on YouTube the link, but I think on Twitch I allow live links, even if you're not a mod. But if nobody allows you to Twitch it, Shock is a mod and she is allowed to post live links. And oh, you post a link on YouTube, but it won't let you on Twitch. Shoot. Well, hey, could you, yeah, it won't, I do not, wait, what? I don't, what? Oh, I don't on my, oh, okay. I thought thought I did. Okay, anyway, if you could, Lady Tie-Dyed, if you could get that link to Shock or Rick or me, we can post it for everybody to see on Twitch. Because honestly, I don't plan on ever having a tree, but if I did, that would be how I would do it. Wow, that was really hard for me to say, and it shouldn't have been, because I knew all those words. And let's see here, Verity's saying they need to be, let's see here, hold on, wait, Pinnell said that they turn it, where did that go? Pinnell said, oh, here, Toronto that is, they use it for mulch and donated to conservation places for streamside restoration. That's cool. And Verity, they need to be cleared of sick and dead trees. Right. Yeah, absolutely. The national forest. The sick, dead, dying, and then just a lot of underbrush, etc. There is a reason why the Native Americans used to set fire to the land every once in a while, to clear the underbrush, to keep the forest healthy. Because not only does clearing the underbrush keep the forest healthy, by getting rid of the competitive nutrient stealers, it also keeps the dead stuff from accumulating. And when the dead stuff accumulates too much, then a horrific lightning strike can start the whole forest ablaze. We may or may not have noticed that recently in the last 50 decades or so. And so if the forest doesn't have a lot of dry underbrush that's dead or dying or sick, then there isn't a lot of fuel for lightning strikes to spread the fire throughout the forest. And if anybody wants to send Shock a message on Facebook, that's how you can send her a message on Facebook. Okay, cool. We've got it. It's www.recreation.gov/tree permits #locations. By all means, click on the link instead of typing that out. And I'm super stoked, though, that this is something that actually exists. And yeah, dude, that's so awesome. I would be willing to bet that there's a national forest somewhere near me that has this. I can't particularly say that this is going to be for everybody across the country, and certainly not out of our country, because these national forests, from what I understand, are probably only in the United States, because we're in the United States, and that's the nation we're talking about in this link. I understand not everybody who's watching this is in the United States, and perhaps your national forests exist, because I don't even know if they have national forests in other countries, and perhaps your national forests allow for such things as well. And let's see here, Darlene is saying, true, they do need to be confirmed as disease-free to be moved anywhere, otherwise have to be taken care of in a specific way to prevent spread of anything through the forest. Exactly. Forest management is a serious matter. Abso-flippin'-lutely. And then, let's say here, the moderator whisper is more limited, so I don't know why you got that instead of, sounds like we've got issues, but we already knew that we had issues. And exactly, on the on the YouTube side, don't forget to spresh, like, and subscribe. Spresh it, just spresh it. I don't know, man. I don't know, because words are jarred. In the infamously perfect typo from our friend Gina, words are jarred. And and yeah, okay, so here we go. It looks like, I wonder, copy. If I do this, can I do this? All right, so it looks like there was a weirdness. Now, there you go. All right, so I just posted another link, and it doesn't have the E in it. So now, https www.recreation.gov/tree permits #locations, or just click the link, and then you can find out if you can if you can steal a tree from the forest. Okay, first off, you're not stealing a tree from the forest. You need to get your permit. And let me just tell you right now, you need to get your permits because those rangers will be looking for you, especially this time of year. Even not during this time of year, you might get pulled over by a ranger when it comes to harvesting plants from the forest. I know this because once I went camping in the national forest actually, and a friend of mine was going camping with me, and his friend, a mutual friend of ours who lived near him, had a big old lilac plant that they wanted to give me. And so my friend from Olympia brought the lilac plant in his truck and met me at our camping space. And then for a few days, we had the lilac plant in the back of his truck in the national forest at our camping space. Well, let me tell you, it took about 12 hours before a ranger was like, yeah, I'm going to have to look at that plant. And I was like, and then they realized, oh, this is a lilac plant. They clearly did not get this from the forest. They're not poaching plants. But yeah, they were really not stoked to see a potted plant in the back of somebody's truck. They were very, very serious. And let's see here. Lady Tide, I used to cut yours up in the cemetery before it was managed very well. At midnight, of course. And oh, Rick, by the way, those trees that you said sink to the bottom of the lake, I think that's totally legal. I've seen Boy Scout troops around here collect Christmas trees just for that reason. And I feel like the Army Corps of Engineers wants people to do that at reservoirs that are basically just big old cement holding tanks of water that people go fishing in. No, I think that putting your Christmas tree in a lake or a pond or whatever is totally good for the ecosystem down there. It gives smaller creatures a place to hide from the bigger fish. It gives a fish habitat, etc., etc. And so that's, I mean, every locality is probably different, but when the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers suggests it, I have to assume it is legal across the country, but don't, I look it up before you do it, y'all. It's so the underwater creatures can celebrate Xmas year round. Exactly, eMusic. I was just about to say, we have our 2-minute warning. And really, wow, the nice trees near the roadside get a skunk spray for those that would cut them down and take them home. That's a really horrible thing that they have to do, but awesome that they do that. I mean, you do what you gotta. And, right, exactly. Yeah, okay, and then Darlene, right, and exactly. And Darlene brings up a really good point. There's only so many of those trees, though, to put into each lake, depending on the size of the lake. There's rules, even at our lake up north. Yeah, so yeah, don't just assume you can go throwing it in any lake willy-nilly. But from what I understand, it is possible. And I think Trail Dust is exactly right, though. The fish have a source of wood for their campfires when y'all do that. Just remember that, okay? All right, so everybody's telling me to stop, but I still have 1 minute on my clock, which means actually I have 10 seconds on my clock. So I want to thank all of you for subscribing and resubscribing and gift subscribing. I want to thank anybody who gave biddies. I want to thank everybody who is here today chitter-chattering along because I didn't have a whole lot to talk about and you guys brought it. I want to thank the mods for modding. I don't think they had to mod too much except for posting links on the board, and we had nothing but broadcast quality tonight. Nothing but broadcast quality. And let's see here. See, Rick has got the good info for Wisconsin. You don't be doing what I just told you to do unless you read your local rules and regulations. All right, you guys, it is time to stop. We will see each other on Saturday, Map Statter, Twitch Map Statter for our Secret Squirrel Cinema, 6 p.m. West Coast time. What are we gonna watch, man? I don't know, but it'll be something Christmassy. Either The Ref or A Christmas Story. Probably A Christmas Story. Thank you so much, you guys. Talk to you soon. Have a good one.
Connie of the sports.